Hello friends, my name is Panasyuk, and in search of new adventures I went to a completely uninhabited island again. I previously named this island Shark Island. And this is my third day of survival on this island. Friends, it is finally time to unpack the new package from Aliexpress. I have been waiting for this moment for a long time. Last time, when I was on Shark Island, many of you wrote to me, "Jeka, why don't you take a solar panel to charge your equipment?" Finally, I took one. Let's see what kind of panel I got. I won't say that this is a super cool model. In general, I ordered what I could. It arrived. Let's look and unpack. This is what a solar panel with 4 elements looks like. I pointed it toward the sun, and I can already see that the red indicator is lit up. This means that the solar panel should be working. Let's try to charge my action camera using this thing. So far, the battery charging indicator is not lit up. Let's flip it over. Oh, it works. Friends, it works. Honestly, I didn't believe it. To be honest, I was very skeptical about this thing. I thought that the energy flow would be very small, and that it would not be enough. But as you can see, look, it is connected to the solar battery. It's quite small. How long it will take to charge, I don't know. Let's check out of curiosity. The battery is completely dead. I will leave it in the sun, let it charge, and periodically I will check. It is very interesting to see how long one such solar battery will take to charge a GoPro battery. Perhaps this thing will become a staple in my arsenal, because I probably have about 5 kilograms of power banks with me, just in case. Well, let's leave it here. Let it charge. Smoked, fried, excellent. In the last episode, I managed to catch a fairly large fish, after which I cooked it over a campfire and smoked it well in the smoke. I need to have a good meal to have energy for the whole day. I still have about 2 kilograms of fish left, probably even more. This fish will definitely last me the whole day, and I'm even sure it will last until tomorrow morning. The weather began to change. The sun was covered with clouds, and I didn't want to just sit around doing nothing. I took my fishing rod and went to the fishing spot to try to catch a shark. I fished for a very short time. The weather started to worsen, so I decided to return to camp. First, I will take the equipment for spearfishing. I will go underwater. I will try to catch a small fish, cut it up and set traps underwater. This will be a passive source of food on this island. I hope the traps will work. I will hide the camera underwater to see how it works. And in parallel, while the traps are gathering prey, I hope I will be doing spearfishing, fishing, and bushcraft elements. In other words, I will be surviving on this island and catching my food. I loaded my crossbow and dived underwater. This time I will use only 2 rubber bands. They will be enough to catch a small fish. Underwater, I found large stones, near which there was a large school of fish. I descended to the bottom and tried to be as still as possible. I waited for the moment when the fish would swim a little closer, to the shooting distance, and aimed at the larger fish. I chose a convenient moment, shortened the distance, and took an accurate shot. I managed to catch a fairly large fish. It was a parrotfish. It lives in the coral reef, and thanks to its powerful beak, it feeds on vegetation that grows on the coral reef, as well as small mollusks and crustaceans. I caught the fish right where I previously saw a large shark, so I continued spearfishing very carefully, and periodically looked around. I understood that I was in someone else's territory. The first fish is caught. That's good. It will be for the traps. I need to catch some food for myself just in case too. I leave the fish on the buoy because there are sharks here. I don't want to have it on my belt or in my hands. The shark began to take my catch away and thereby could injure me. So all the catch will be stored on the buoy. While I was spearfishing, a rather heavy rain started. I hope during this time I'll manage to collect some fresh water. I found another promising spot in the coral reef, held my breath and dove to the bottom, scouted for bigger fish, but I didn't expect this at all. Suddenly, a giant reef shark swam towards me, swam right up to me. In fact, I was very scared. It seemed like it reminded me once again that I was on foreign territory. This is already the 3rd time I've encountered a shark. No wonder I named this island Shark Island. If you were in my place and suddenly met a shark underwater like this, what would your reaction be? Describe it in 3 words and write your answer in the comments under the video. I didn't see where the shark swam away. I understood that it was staying somewhere nearby. And continuing to spearfish was very uncomfortable. I wonder if I'll manage to catch a shark on this island this time. I made a few more shots and decided to return to shore. Well, let me share some emotions. When I speared the fish right away, as soon as I speared this fish, a small shark appeared immediately nearby. It feels when a small fish or an injured fish starts to panic underwater. Immediately a shark swims up. Notice, a pilotfish swims in front of the shark, which acts as the shark's cleaner. And also, on the left side, there's a remora attached. The lives of these fish are closely connected to the life of the shark. I caught one fish, a fairly decent size. To cook and eat, it would be enough for a good meal. But I decided to raise the stakes and use this fish as bait. I want to set traps underwater for the night, and we'll see tomorrow morning. I'll cut up this fish and put it in the traps, and I'll set the traps near the big rocks, near the coral reef, and tomorrow morning we'll see what got in there. Maybe this passive method, if you can call it that. In general, I'll be getting additional catch. So far, we only have bait. Let's go. You've already seen these traps, new from Aliexpress, but I like these much more than the umbrella trap. Look, hop and that's it, just like that. A whole fish trap is ready. And what I like more here, it folds and unfolds very simply. There are no complicated mechanisms that rust and then just stop working. But just like that, and it's a trap. And also, the shape is more familiar. At least my grandfather had exactly the same trap. We caught crucians. And what else I like? The umbrella trap is made of such a fine green netting, which tears very quickly and easily. But here, it's some kind of nylon netting, a bit bigger and more reliable, definitely stronger. Plus, because the mesh is bigger here, the current doesn't carry this trap away as it would an umbrella trap. In general, I like it. One trap. And here's the second trap. So, it started raining again, taking the opportunity to collect fresh water. And in any case, rain is good. Because after spearfishing in the ocean, the whole body is in salt water. The hair too. And when you're on the island for a long time, without a shower, without a bath, even rinsing off in such rain, you feel much fresher and much lighter. So I'm enjoying it, and also using rainwater wisely. Let's go collect some water. It started raining again, so taking the opportunity, I'm replenishing my freshwater supplies. To collect a liter of fresh water during a heavy rain, 30-40 minutes is enough. A good piece of meat. I hope the fish or lobsters appreciate it. Damn such steaks. I'd love to grill them myself. But since I've already got the idea of the traps, we'll use the trap. Maybe I'll catch a crab. And this part I'll cut up for the second trap. I cut the fish into pieces. Half went into one trap, and the other half into the second trap. What happened with the solar panel experiment to charge my batteries? 2 hours later, I came to check the battery. It was still charging. Then it started to rain, and I had to hide the solar panel. When the rain stopped, I placed the charger back in the sun and continued charging the battery. Then I went about my business, fishing, getting my food, and completely forgot about the solar panel. When I returned, it was no longer there. It was floating 10 meters from the shore. The tide had come in and the ocean had stolen my charger. So the conclusion is, the GoPro battery no longer works due to a short circuit. The charging block works. The solar panels still work, but as my experience showed, it charges very slowly. I took a mask and snorkel. Also, a spear gun and went underwater to find an interesting place to set traps. I looked for spots near the rocks and also large stones, hoping that the scent of fish in the trap would attract lobsters or crabs. Not far from the coral reef, I saw these stones and decided to set one trap here. I know that both fishermen and underwater hunters often watch my videos, but what do you personally prefer, spinning fishing or underwater hunting? Write your answer in the comments under the video. Let's see who makes up more of my viewers, divers or fishermen. To prevent the trap from being carried away by the tide and waves, I load it with stones. Nearby, I saw a sea cucumber. Cut it with a knife and put it inside. This will be additional bait. One trap is set, I swim further. I decided to set the second trap right in the coral reef. There are many different types of coral inhabitants here, a completely different ecosystem. Also, I set up a camera next to the trap, so that you can see what happens to the trap during this time. It looks like a large aquarium. Tomorrow morning, I'll take a mask and snorkel and go underwater. I'll check what managed to get caught in the trap. And you, be sure to write your predictions in the comments under the video, whether something was caught in the traps or not. On the way back, at the bottom, I noticed a T-shaped oyster. Not far from it, another similar oyster. When I was first on this island, I already prepared them. They are very tasty. So I will take these with me. I also noticed that oysters grow on the roots of mangrove bushes, but of a different kind. I'll take note of this. I set the traps, and when I got ashore, the sun was already slowly setting over the horizon. A light rain occasionally drizzled, and I was still eating the cooked fish. Very tasty fish. While I was engaged in underwater hunting, during the rain, I managed to collect another bottle of fresh water. And using my camping filter, I can drink this water straight from the bottle, without even boiling it. But I don't recommend you do this. I want to send a big hello and thank you to the sponsors of my channel. For this, there is a special button on the main page, which gives you privileges and small bonuses from me, and I will personally send a big hello to each sponsor in my video. Well friends, while it's still light, I want to start a fire. I have a piece of iron like this. Using it, I will start the fire. First, I need to find some hard mineral, that is, a stone that can strike a spark from this iron. Secondly, I need tinder, which can catch fire from the spark of this iron and stone. And thirdly, something that ignites quickly, but I already have coconut husk, so only the first and second are left. Let's go!
Это неплохой.
This one is not bad. The stone needs to be broken into fragments to get the sharpest piece possible. Friends, let's see if we can get 15,000 likes on this video. I will try to catch a shark. I am sure this will be very easy for you. This red stone is better. I will break off a piece so that it has sharp edges. Then it will be much easier to strike a spark. As tinder, I will use this bracket fungus. If it is not damp, it should work. The top usually gets wet, but inside it stays soft and dry. And most importantly, it should ignite from a small spark. Let's try it. Seems dry. Using the file on my knife, I will cut a piece of coconut husk. And now it needs to be fluffed up a bit. I will make a small grill out of stones. This is where I will cook my food. I will crush dry grass in my hands and place it in the middle. I will also take some dry firewood, which I previously hid from the rain under my tarp. Now I need to cut a small but most importantly, dry piece of tinder fungus. The piece should be thin, and most importantly, dry, so that the slightest spark that lands on this fungus can ignite. Now I place this piece on top of the stone. And now using a steel plate, I will try to strike a spark on this tinder. The spark immediately started to flare up. I transfer it to dry coconut husk, and it ignites very quickly. Now I transfer the coconut husk to dry grass and blow on the fire. We have a fire with the help of a stone, a piece of steel, and tinder fungus from a tree. Even in rainy weather, you can make a fire. The main thing is to know how to do it. The tinder fungus, despite being in the rain, is dry inside. And these fibers ignite very easily even from the smallest spark I struck from the stone. Let's cook some oysters. This is what an oyster looks like. One and another. And also a small mollusk. Managed to catch it. I put it on top. Let it roast. While the oysters are baking, I will take a spear and walk along the shallows. With a spear, it might be possible to catch some additional prey, and I will cook it right here on the fire. The main thing is to periodically come and add firewood, so that the fire doesn't go out. Look, fish are gathering here in the light. There was even a bigger one just now. Hey, come here. Damn, some plastic is floating. I thought it was a big fish. Quick ones. Yeah. There's a crate here, friends. I could catch it. I've been wanting to make snake soup for a long time. But it's a hassle. Doing this with flashlights before bed at night. First of all, I want to do it somewhat safely. Secondly, thoroughly and properly. And thirdly, so that it can be seen well. So I'll leave the snake soup for some other day, not for the night. This is just a joke. I'm aiming. And it's a piece of leaf that looked like a fish. In just 10 minutes, the oysters were ready. So I will take out the oysters.
Oh.
Look how it opened. Can you see?
Oh.
Well, there's not much meat here, I'll say that. But the meat is very tasty. The meat is sweet, delicious. Tomorrow I will go into the mangrove bushes. I'll collect oysters that grow on the mangrove bushes. Here's another one. Oops. I've already had a snack, feeling better, but I still need to catch something else, of course. I ended up on the island during a full moon. This is not very good for fishing, but it was very beautiful. And even when I didn't use a flashlight, it was light enough at night. What's this resident of mine roaming around at night? Won't let me sleep. I wonder who is crawling around the hammock. Can't sleep. And here scratching is this beautiful one, a hermit crab. Go to sleep, don't bother. It's time to go to sleep. And tomorrow morning, I'll try to catch something bigger. Got it, got it. Big one, this is a big one. Woo! Very big fish, very big fish. Thank you friends for watching. If you liked this video, only in that case, give it a thumbs up. Be sure to subscribe to my channel so you don't miss the continuation, because the next episode will be very interesting. As soon as this video gets 15,000 likes, I will immediately publish the continuation. Bye everyone.